Hi, this is Todd Collins, and I have two new mandolin books out with Melbay Publishing. Modes on Mandolin, Improving Your Improvisation, and Fretboard Studies for the Improvising Mandolinist. They can be used separately, but they definitely work well together in your practice. The purpose of these books is to study the fretboard and to get a more complete perspective of the neck. These exercises will open up new ways of approaching your improvisations. Any great improviser thoroughly knows their instrument. You do not have to follow this book in sequence, but it's helpful to establish a foundation in understanding of modes by starting with the first two chapters. Play all of these exercises in all keys. Page 6 explains what a mode is, but I'm going to talk briefly about them here. In this book, we deal with 7 modes, which are scales, and each one's given a Greek name. Each mode that we're going to talk about starts on a note of the major scale degree. For example, in the key of A major, A to A is a major scale, and it's known as Ionian. It sounds like this. Now, if we play B to B in the A major scale, we come up with a minor mode or a minor scale, and it sounds like this, from B These are the notes of the A major scale, but we're starting on B going up to B. This is known as B Dorian. If we go up to C sharp, we have C sharp Phrygian, which is a minor mode. Sounds like this. So we have modes for each scale degree in A major scale. D is Lydian, which is a major mode, major scale. E is Mixolydian, that's also a major scale. F sharp is natural minor, and G sharp is also a minor scale. In this book, Modes on Mandolin, I approach the modes really in 3 ways to help you in your improvising. The first is the relationship in the one fundamental key. In this case, it's A major. So we can look at all of these exercises in relating to that one major key. The second way that I look at the modes in this book is of their individual quality. If it's a minor scale, is it Dorian or is it Aeolian, Locrian or Phrygian? If it's major, is it Ionian, Lydian or Mixolydian? Aeolian, which is natural minor, is found a lot in fiddle tunes. Dorian, which is also a minor scale, has a raised 6th degree, and you will find jazz tunes like Miles Davis's So What or John Coltrane's Impressions written in Dorian mode. The third way you can look at these modes is to think of them as a position on the neck to start your improvisation from. Let's say you're playing in the key of A major, try soloing out of C sharp Phrygian in that position, but thinking about A major and the corresponding chords of the progression. To get familiar with the modes on the mandolin, start with the first chapter on page 9. Modes 2 octaves start with first finger, and I am going to use some time here. We're going to start with A Ionian. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll move up the B Dorian. C sharp Phrygian. And continue up the neck and then come back down and end with A Ionian. Once you get a handle on the key of A, now try the key of D. You're going to start with A mixolydian. Notice the change of modes and what notes change within each mode. Get some time here. Make sure you play slowly, clearly, and smoothly. A mixolydian. 1, 2, 3, 4. B aeolian. C sharp Locrian. D Ionian. Continue up the neck and then come back down to A mixolydian. You want to apply this to all keys and you're really going to start to understand the modes. Create new patterns and rhythms for the modes. Check out major scale variations in the Fretboard Studies book and the rhythmic variations for modes on page 100. Mix and match different rhythms, different patterns. You'll create a lot more interest in your practice. On page 16 is the chapter Modes 2 octaves up, 1 down the next, which means that you're going to go up in A Ionian, shift, coming down in B Dorian, shift, go up in C sharp Phrygian, shift, come down in D Lydian, etc., right up to the top of the neck. We're going to use time again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift, 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 shift. Keep going up the neck and come back down the neck in constant eighth notes. By moving up and down the neck without stopping is going to make you a much more fluid player. Now play this exercise in all keys. It will certainly open up new possibilities for improvising all over the neck. You can look at modes as position of a certain key. For example, if you're playing a bluegrass tune in the key of A, try playing out of the C sharp Phrygian mode. Notice where all the chord tones are in that chord progression. This approach can be applied to every mode in that key, and it's going to open up new possibilities for your improvisations. The exercises I talked about so far are just starting on the first finger. Try different fingers. This is going to develop a more flexible and fluent way to solo. Other exercises in the book are modes on 2 strings, which is really more of a vertical exercise, moving up and down the neck on just 2 strings in one key. Apply this to your favorite tunes. Also are interval variations. This is a great way to explore new ideas for soloing. It breaks the habit of linear soloing and can create some really interesting ideas. Mix and match different intervals. Try them over your favorite tunes and progressions. The 1-6-2-5 progression on page 110 really helps you to connect the dots of a chord progression. All right, you're going to add some time here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's number 2, starting at the 5th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now try approaching the 1-6-2-5 with different patterns and different rhythms. If you look at number 2, 3, and 4 on page 110 and 111, you notice that you go up the neck. These are great exercises and really studying positions of the neck. On page 112 begins several chapters on arpeggios. Arpeggios will outline the chord tones. They help you to maneuver through a chord progression. On page 124, there's seventh arpeggios over a circle of fifths. It's a very challenging exercise, but it really helps you to connect seventh chords. Try it with major sevenths, dominant sevenths, minor sevenths, and minor 7 flat 5s. Try them in different positions on the neck. And always try different rhythms. Mix and match. Modes on mandolin offers a serious workout on the fretboard. With steady and purposeful practice, you will develop a better understanding of the neck, which will lead to more fluid and creative solos. Have fun! If you have any questions or comments, please contact me through my website, toddcollinsmusic.com.